Hey everyone, welcome. It's Rick. How you doing? This is a paint over. This is gesso. I added a little green to it. You just put a little gesso down. I added a little color to it, and it covers the painting in one go. So I let it dry. This is also going to be my undertone. I'm just going to try and paint this pretty fast today. I'm using acrylic paint. I got some water in here. I just kind of wet my brushes a little to help the paint flow. That's all. I'm gonna. This was an old painting. You could kind of probably see the mountain back here, and then I had some distant trees with some trees in the foreground. Really simple. I probably did this a couple years ago. It's an old painting, but it's on a nice piece of canvas. It's a gallery style. So I decided to do something more modern on it. And this is cerulean blue. I mixed all my colors with just blue, red, and yellow. So I made my own greens, my own brown, uh, yellow, orange ochre. I actually had yellow ochre. I turned it into orange ochre. All you gotta do is get a color wheel. It'll helps you figure out how to mix your colors. And so today I'm going to do these mountains where it looks like they're here in the front and going way in the distance. And I'm going to do a cool, either a trail coming from way back there or water, maybe down into a pond or a lake or a pond right here. That's it. And I'm not even going to talk about too much about the painting. I'm trying to get people interested in, you know, subscribing, and I got a lot of videos to help you, give you advice on landscapes. What's cool about landscapes, you can come up with your own unique style and create your own style, and there's still a lot of room out there for landscapes. People still enjoy landscapes. I'm always coming up with something new to do. Right now, I'm just mixing the sky with blue and white, pretty much. Just getting some like color down, and maybe these will end up looking like clouds. I'm gonna do my mountains in gray. This is a smaller painting. It's 12 by 16, I believe. Yeah. So what I'm going to try and do is get this one done pretty quick. I know a lot of people don't like to watch long videos, but I'm also maybe using this video to I might be able to make some shorts out of it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That brush is no good anymore. It's not even soft. I like a I like a soft brush. Yeah, this one's pretty soft. I like filbert brushes better. This is a flat brush, but right now I'm just getting some color down. I got some cool mountains up here. I'm going to end up putting some snow on the peaks. But I like putting my mountains in a dark color. You'll see as I go. This green uh, underpaint, it might come into play. Even though I'm covering it with gray, you'll still see some of the green undertones in it once this gray starts drying. And this is just regular gray. I mixed black. I mixed black and white to get this gray. It's probably half. It's probably on the gray scale. It's pretty dark still, so it's probably a value 2. Value 2 on the gray scale. The gray scale goes from I'll show you that real quick. White is a value 10. Black is a value 1. So then you got all these different scales of shades of gray in between, depending how much white and black you mix together. Trying to separate my mountains now with some white here. Today what I'm doing, I'm just trying to paint on the fly pretty quick. Just throwing the paint up there and see what happens. And right now I'm basically just getting the color put in. And then I can start putting some cool stuff in there once I get my design done. I know I wanted to, I sketched the mountains in, of course, but there's still a lot of stuff that's going to happen down here eventually. You can almost see it's starting to take shape now. Let me get my, go back to the filbert brush. This is my favorite brush. You can do a lot with a filbert brush. I'm going to blend this in now. Get it ready for some snow. Doesn't look like much right now, but once I get all the snow on the peaks and some clouds up there, some hills in here, I'm going to use brown underneath my mountains today. I made the brown myself. So what I'm going to do is actually just put in some brown color down here, real loose. Maybe blend it up into a little bit into the mountains there. You can kind of see the terrain is starting to take shape. Now I'm going to put a few hills in here. I'm going to make this one on the left, I'm going to make it yellow ochre over here. And what I'm doing, I'm just basically getting a light color put in right now. The undertone. This side I'll have a green hill. I mixed my green. I mixed a little cerulean blue with some yellow to get this green here. I'll put a little brown in here to darken this up a bit. Look at that. I'm going to put, I think I might put some water right here, I think. Check this out. We'll put some water wrapping around here. This might end up looking cool. So when I like to improvise a lot when I'm painting and just paint on the fly. I'll put some water here. I'm going to put a little hill right here. I use some of this dark green I got here. I'll put a hill right here. We'll see what happens. Put some dark green here. And I'll put some brown down here, which I'm already running out of. Mix a little yellow, orange ochre with it. So it looks like maybe it's sand around the water down there. Some kind of sand. I don't know where this scene is yet. Wow, look at the color changing up in there. You see that? Down here, I'll probably use gray and turn these into rocks down here. So here's some gray. These will end up being some rocks. There we go. So I got all my paint in. Looks pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do is lighten up some of these hills here with just to add a little flavor to those hills, different tones. Even on this one here. Very good. All right, I'm going to put some color on my mountains now. See if it's dry. It's pretty dry. I think I'm going to have the light coming from the right because it's easier for me because I'm right-handed to put the if I want to put snow up there, which I think I'm going to. If you don't want it to be snow, just take some white and like put some brown in it, and you can make it look like just a regular mountain. I'm going to put blue in mine, light blue. Just going to hit a little bit of snow up here. Turning my knife because the painting's so small. Sometimes these smaller paintings they're harder to do than a bigger painting. So you got to turn the knife to the small side. The big side I use when it's a larger painting. But since this is a small painting, we'll use the small part of the knife. Doesn't that look cool already? And it's starting to look like mountains now. The mountain's starting to flatten out down here. Let me see if I'm recording okay. Wow. Wow, that looks amazing. I just looked into the camera and like, because I'm standing so close to it, I can't see the whole picture yet. It's looking pretty good so far. And I just kind of threw these colors up there. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to put some hills down here now. The way I do it, sometimes I'll just take a knife and kind of drag some color in here like this. Let the color come off the knife. Like it's a valley in here, see that? Okay, now I need some color on this side of the mountains here. Look at that. I'm going to leave that one light gray so it looks like it's way, way in the distance. So for my shady side of the mountain, I'm going to use a darker blue. I have to use the small, when you clean your knife off, I'm going to have to use the small side of the knife again. And watch this. I just get a little bit of color on my knife. Let me see if that's showing up. See how little that is? Now I'm going to work this mountain. I'll start here. And I'm just going to go next to my color and pull some of this bluish color right next to the white. I'll call that white color up there. And I want to edge this side, this mountain here, so I'm going to kind of edge it all the way down. And then I'll come in here and flatten it out. Just like that, so it looks like the edge. See that? You can leave this dark, leave some of this dark color in there, okay? That's why I made the mountains dark, because I don't want to cover all that dark up. This bluish color is like giving the mountains some character, okay? And you see, you can come up here right next to all your white color and add a little bit of all this bluish color. Just not too much, just in some places. I'm going to edge this too, this mountain here in the back. So I'm going to take my knife and kind of edge the back of the mountain there. And then flatten it out. Look at that. Wow. Look at those mountains. People, this is just one technique that I use for the mountains. I have more techniques on how to do mountains, but this is a cool way to do it for sure. Doesn't that look good? See how the mountains look like they're going back into the distance? Let me do these over here now. I'm going to try and go a little quicker because I don't want this to be a long video. I just basically want to do a video and paint so you can just watch how I do it. Maybe you'll pick something up from it. I get a lot of enjoyment from painting. It's relaxing, that's for sure. And if you've never tried it before and you feel like you would like to give it a try, you can get all this. I get all my stuff at Michael's. I actually work at Michael's craft store. I think everything I'm using is from Michael's, so. And believe me, you could get small tubes of paint. You don't need that much paint to do a painting like this. You just squeeze out a little bit of paint. It goes a long way, this paint. So now what I'm going to do here is just kind of do the same thing with the blue and swipe it in here. Like into the valley here. Just like that. There we go. Let me stand back and look at that. Wow. That's amazing. 24 minutes. 24 minutes and we've already got some cool looking mountains. If you notice, the way I designed it, the horizon is down here, and then the mountains are going up here at an angle from the horizon, and then they're going up this way. These could actually went up a little higher. It probably would have looked even better. But man, doesn't that look wicked? Wow. That looks amazing. I kind of want to put a like moon in there. Yeah. There we go. Something like that. You know, if you ever get up early in the morning and the moon is starting to go down, that's what it looks like here in Seattle, like when it's a full moon. Early in the morning, the sun is coming up over here on this side, the moon is going down. So, all right, it's time to do some trees down here. Since I got a little blue on my knife, I'm going to kind of edge my water here. Might be a little too early to do this, but that's all right. Just want to get it done. This helps it look like, you know, the water's kind of flowing. Maybe the water's coming from over here, coming around. Okay. All right, that's done. I'm going to do a few trees and then be done with it. So I'm going to put some bushes, I'm going to put some distant trees on this hill here. Real easy trees coming down. This is a filbert brush. I kind of had too much water on it, but that's okay. I'll fix it up. That'll be distant trees up there. I got to hit it again. I'll let it dry a little bit because I had too much water on the brush for some reason. And maybe I'll have some trees on this hill here. Distant trees way in the back up here. Like that. Let me re-hit these trees now, make them darker. There we go. better. Much better. I kind of darkened up this hill. I like it a little darker. I'm going to take a little bit of that light blue. I'm working with a very big brush here, but I kind of like this brush because I usually do larger paintings. This painting is really small, but I'm so used to this larger brush. That's why I'm using it. There we go. Now you can see the bottom of the trees there. Even though I put white in here, watch how this will soak in and it'll turn green again. Okay, we'll give it a little time. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to line the edge of the water here with some bushes. And then I'll probably highlight these bushes down here. I'll probably pull the bottom this way on this side and pull it this way on this side. Very good. It's looking good. Alright, it's time for some highlights. I'm going to mix some yellow and orange. Orange and green to get I don't want brown, I want a yellow ochre. I'm going to highlight these bushes now with, it's like an orange color. Really, really using way too much water today for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm going to put some color on these bushes here. There we go. Some kind of orange bushes. it's time for some trees. Let's put a tree in here. We'll put a big tree right in the middle. Nice evergreen tree. That look cool? You see how it's looking. Not too bad. So when you get to this point in your painting, you can start adding a bunch of different trees in here. Just experiment. Don't go so high. Don't go so high into those trees, and then it'll look a lot better. See, I went too high on this one, but that's all right. I'll highlight it and make it stand out more. This is pretty good. I'm going to put some bushes down here and highlight those now. I'm going to use yellow. With a little white in it. So let's see, I'm going to start over here. Just add some flowers to these bushes here. The lighter you do it, the better it'll look, because these are pretty far away. You don't want to tap it too big. Okay. That looks good. Just some kind of bushes there underneath the trees. Now this tree, see how it went across these trees? I'm going to highlight it. So watch this. This same color, which is green I made, I'm going to add a little gray to it. You can even add a little white to it. It's the same color green, it just has gray in it. And I'm going to highlight just the one side of that tree. With the gray. They're so small, so you got to really make sure you're just hitting the top part of the branches, okay? Don't fill it in too much. I'm just highlighting the right side of those trees, okay? Just like that. And I'm going fast. I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow and that I used to highlight these bushes on a fan brush. And what I'm going to do is actually pull some color out now and create some like stuff in the grass there, okay? Just like that. That look cool? And you could do the same thing on this side. Make a hill here. Make a couple hills. Okay, just add some color to those hills. Real simple, okay? This is rocks down here, so I'm going to use white on a fan brush with a little gray and blue in it. And let's just create some stuff going on down here, okay? Just by making some lines, it'll look like rocks, okay? Just like that. I'm just trying to do a simple painting today. I'm gonna glaze this with yellow now with a filbert brush. Try and brighten up that hill just a bit. So I'm gonna wet my brush. Get some yellow on it, and it's too wet. Just gotta glaze it just a little bit with yellow. Just underneath the trees. Just like that. I'm going to leave that green down there at the bottom. There we go. Let's highlight these trees with the same yellow. Same filbert brush. Just a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to hit on the right side of these trees with a very light brush of yellow. I'm pushing it in there so it mixes, okay? And it's going to look like the light's hitting the right side of these trees, okay? Make sure you press it in there so it mixes in with the green. Just like that. See that, how it highlighted them? And you can do that up here on these if you're careful. This is a little bit of yellow on my brush. Just hitting on the right sides of the round part of the tree, okay? Alright guys, that looks pretty good. I never did put my fog in. I should have put some fog in there. I gotta put some clouds up there. I'm gonna mix blue and white. I'm gonna put some small clouds here at the bottom with this type of knife. Just get a little bit of paint on the side and on the tip and kind of rub it into your canvas like this. Keep them small if you're doing a small painting like this. Just some clouds around the top of the mountains there. Over here you can get a little bigger. Over here you can get bigger. Just let the paint come off the knife and kind of rub it in there like this. And now what I'm going to do is get my filbert brush now and blend it. My trusty filbert brush. Just clean it off and wipe it off with a paper towel. And then lightly hit these clouds with the brush. Wipe your brush off. Lightly blend them. It's an easy way to do clouds, but it's very effective, okay? Look at that. That looks amazing. You could go even higher, make a big one up here so it looks like the clouds are big here, getting smaller as they go down, but I'm going to probably end the video right now. I didn't know it was going to take this long. I actually thought I was going pretty fast. Put some birds up here. Put some twigs. Alright guys, that's about all I'm going to do. What I'll probably do, I'm going to try and put some mist at the bottom of my mountain, but overall that came out pretty good for a cover up. That was a paint over. It looks a lot better than what was on there, trust me. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.